Yo, what's going on guys? My Lex are here and I'm back with another video. I'd say for the most part that most schooling being done right now and all education, all that is online at home. I know that some schools are already back to being in real life, but I'd say for the most part school is online at this point. And I'm sure some of you that have online class have noticed that people are sometimes absent from class. Like this is not exactly a rare occurrence, I mean, you might have even been the one absent. Like missing one period of school doesn't exactly seem like the biggest problem in the world. But apparently that's not the case, or at least not for this specific situation that just went down pretty recently and that we're going to take a look at today. So apparently there's this case in the Bay Area of a child being arrested for missing 90 minutes of his Zoom class. Just straight off the bat, this whole thing already sounds ridiculous. I mean, this kid, who I forgot to mention earlier, is 12 years old, is not even technically a teenager yet, is possibly going to be arrested for missing a couple Zoom calls. Now, I don't want to jump the gun yet without having read the article, but I have a feeling we've got a weird ass case on our hands, and definitely not in a good way. A Northern California parent says a letter he received from his son's middle school threatening the boy's arrest for missing less than 2 hours of Zoom class is overkill. Yeah, no shit. Nah, f that. This is more than overkill, dude. I don't even know what word properly describes what this horse shit is. Mastrov received the letter after his 7th grader missed exactly 3 30-minute Zoom sessions, one day last month. He can become a truant of the state and he could be arrested, explained Mastrov, who said he immediately called an administrator at Stanley Middle School. I said, "Are you going to come and try and arrest my son at my home or fine me for not getting him to his Zoom class perfectly, on time every day?" So I actually looked it up, and it says that the definition of a truant is someone who misses more than 30 minutes of instruction without an excuse 3 times in a school year. So basically the situation that this kid is in right now. But it doesn't say anything anywhere that children who are absent from class 3 times should be arrested. It offers these as possible options for the juvenile courts to select from: additional school, drug testing, counseling, probation, detention, and parent or guardian penalties. But funnily enough, nowhere does it mention the part where they throw preteens in the slammer. And it's just like, maybe these people should think about what they're doing for a second before they just go ahead and do it. You are basically saying that a 12-year-old boy needs to be thrown in jail, or whatever the equivalent for jail is at his age, like I guess juvenile hall or detention, for missing some Zoom calls. Like, give me a break. Like his classmates at Stanley, Marek Mastrov spends up to 7 hours a day attending a virtual school via Zoom. This is actually crazy to me because I'm in high school right now and I have Zoom calls every day as well, but it's for like a combined total time of 2.5 hours a day, I'd say, maybe even 2 sometimes. 7 hours a day of like Zoom calls and virtual work, holy shit. That is actual hell reincarnated as quote-unquote education. I feel so bad for anyone who has to endure that on the daily. And if any of you guys watching that have to do that, like, truly, bro, my condolences to you, man. And quite honestly, him missing 3 Zoom calls makes so much more sense now. Like, this kid is on Zoom calls for half of the whole day that he's awake. Give my man a break. He's probably so tired that he simply missed the Zoom calls due to passing out from pure exhaustion. I'm obviously exaggerating, but he genuinely is probably dead tired, especially being age 12. He's still a young child, man. Like, if this is downright absurd, I don't even know what to say. The letter from a Stanley administrator lists the 3 periods Marek missed and says, when a student is absent without a valid excuse, the student is considered truant according to California law. I don't know, maybe is being worked to death a valid excuse? Like, holy hell. And down below, the letter lists 6 possible consequences, including the pupil may be subject to arrest under Education Code Section 48264. The principal at Stanley Middle School told us the letter is a result of new state guidelines passed this summer, CA Senate Bill 2098, which requires districts to keep a closer eye on student attendance. So I looked up Education Code Section 48264 because I actually could not believe this shit. And it turns out it's true. I mean, I don't really know what I was expecting. I didn't expect it to just be false, but I guess anyone in California who is absent for 3 Zoom calls without a valid reason is subject to arrest. It just seems really stupid. Like, I definitely feel like there are better ways of dealing with absent people or students. They could instead contact the child's parents and tell them the issues so they can enforce the rules better, like maybe setting up punishments when they don't get to Zoom calls or just like something like that, But there's no need to jump to conclusions here, like, oh, let's arrest him, lock him away, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just I don't see it at all. Also, how would this whole arrest thing even work? Like, some officers just pull up to your house and haul your away on some fucking FBI open up shit. Like, what the hell? I just don't get it. Especially with COVID-19 and all the crazy stuff that's happening. It just seems also complicated. Like, why even bother, honestly? Now, he's writing to lawmakers urging a change in state law. Obviously, we're in a pandemic and Governor Newsom is trying to manage it, said Mastrov. But if the state of California is focusing on arresting 12-year-old children for missing 90 minutes of school in 10 months, it's ridiculous. Oh, shit. I don't think they mentioned this earlier, but it's over 10 months of time. He missed 3 Zoom calls over 10 months. That's just insane, honestly. That's completely stupid, like almost borderline psychotic that they're threatening to arrest this kid because he missed 3 Zoom calls. 3 over the course of 10 months. That is practically a year of school. Like, holy hell, dude. So now the parent of that child who was threatened with arrest is trying to change the law, and I 100% agree with him. This law seems just like comical in a way, and it's just so unnecessary. I hope that we will hear more good things from this case in the future, you know, maybe some advancements, and who knows, he could possibly succeed in getting some change done. I think that would be sick. He also brings up another good point, which is that especially in these times, why are they really worrying over a child missing 3 Zoom calls? 3 Zoom calls, 90 minutes of time, bruh. That's like a short movie. Don't you guys have any more severe problems to be worrying over? Especially in these times, and I keep saying that, but it's true. Like, maybe how the situation will be when we get back to school? I don't know, just a thought. I don't know, it just seems kind of funny to me that this is at the forefront of their time, energy, and resources, you know? Like, there are so many other things they could be focusing on. And I know, trust me, school districts are definitely focusing on other things. Like, these have been crazy times in the pandemic, like trying to get everyone back to school. But still, like, why is this problem even coming up or why is this even being released? They're trying to arrest a 12-year-old. Like, what the hell? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully I don't get dragged off and thrown into prison for missing a couple Zoom calls, you know, that would be pretty nice. But yeah, other than that, make sure to subscribe if you're new around here and you realize you aren't subscribed, and like this video if you did enjoy. That's about it from me, so I will be seeing you guys in the next one.